Mr. Nyarko. Welcome at ZEF.
Thank you very much, Alma.
You're a ZEF-alumnus.
Yeah.
You have conducted your PhD at ZEF from 2003 to 2007.
Yeah.
You're a physical geographer by training, and you wrote your doctoral thesis about floodplain wetland river flow synergy in the White Volta River Basin in Ghana.
That's right.
And after finishing your PhD, you've been working at the University of Cape Coast in Ghana in several functions, and currently you're a lecturer at the Department of Geography and Tourism.
Regional planning.
And regional planning.
Yeah.
So, after finishing your PhD at ZEF, University of Bonn in 2007, you returned to Ghana.
Right.
What was your motivation to return?
Thank you very much for the invitation and also for this opportunity. Well, currently I'm the head of Geography and Regional Planning. I studied in ZEF from, as you mentioned, 2003 to 2007, and I acquired a lot of new ways of doing things. So one of the main reasons for returning to Ghana was, in the first place, to impact the knowledge I have acquired here in ZEF, the ways of doing things in ZEF, to the younger ones or to students back in Ghana. Then the other point is that, well, there are a lot of challenges, or the way we do things in Ghana might not be apt. So also to help improve the way we do things in Ghana or in my department.
You spent 3 to 4 years in an international academic context here at ZEF. So what were the challenges you faced when you returned in a working environment in Ghana?
The challenges are enormous, quite enormous, mostly related to what any developing country will face, or academic in any developing country will face. Well, one of the challenges was lack of equipment. I used quite a lot of advanced equipment here, advanced tools in my work. In my country, we could not afford that, especially tools for measurements, softwares that we could not. So we have to use open source, and open source have limitations. The other problem, it relates to the openness of colleagues. Colleagues were not able to open up because you've been away, and so you look like somebody who is just coming into the fold, and whatever you question, whatever suggestions you make, they try to term you to be a too known person. So it's quite the other one was related to the sources of funding, because we lack funds to do research. So how do we get funds? I have to rely on my funds, my salary, in order to do some of my research, and that has been the other main problem. Was the fluctuation in the electrical or electricity supply, power supply. For you'll be modeling and the light goes off for an hour, it comes on, hoping that it will stay on for a long time, then within some few minutes it goes off. So that's quite a big challenge.
But you stayed, and you were even successful. So what ways did you find to cope with these problems?
Yeah, thanks. Well, I stayed, and I'll continue to stay. The main thing was thanks to ZEF, especially Professor Fleck, for helping me to stay in contact, because I was the coordinator for the global training program. So I had some funds to also travel around and go for conferences and do a lot of training. I've been part of the WASCA and the biomass project, which has enormous opportunities where I can do some. Aside that, I introduced research groups in my university where we write for grants. And one of the grants we won was in isotope hydrology from IAEA. Currently, with other colleagues from other universities, we have an IDRC project where basically just to write for grants to help you advance.
Yeah, that was something you mentioned yesterday in your presentation here for students at ZEF, that it's very important to know how to acquire and how to apply for funds. So this was one of the skills you probably also started learning here at ZEF.
Definitely.
Looking back at your education at ZEF, what were other skills and crucial skills you learned which you benefited most from during your career so far?
Okay. Oh, ZEF, actually, it's one of the places that I will recommend to everybody because it provides you a lot of opportunities. One important is the socialization, because we are a social being, and if you don't socialize, you'll not get to know what is where. So we had a lot of socialization going on. We did a lot of networking with colleagues, at least those who were ahead of me, those in my year badge, and those behind me. We networked a lot, and even with a senior scientist. And it's like I'll be there, and Danish Manfred would send a mail, or Professor Christopher Matthias would send a mail. We're having a program. Can you be part of it? So the networking played an important role. You yourself gave me the opportunity to come to Germany to attend and be a discussant on a media forum organized by DW, Deutsche Welle. Yeah. So, and it's the networking skills. The other point is the lobbying skills. At least you need to know how to lobby. And there's to get things from Professor Fleck and Gutamansky needs a lot of lobbying. So you have to lobby. So I learned that. The other point is the intercultural seminar that ZEF gave. That gave me the opportunity to know how to live with people from diverse backgrounds. Not only people from different countries, even within my country, we have people with diverse cultural background, academic background. So this seminar gave me that opportunity. The other point is that we're forced to do presentation. So presentation skills. So at conferences, that's one thing that also gave me an edge how to present my work to colleagues in the same field.
Well, looking forward in cooperating with you. It's one of our most successful alumni. And yes, thank you for the interview.
Thank you very much.